Winter is coming and winter has arrived. If you're a fan of AEW wrestling, hey everybody, it's Kellen Nitro coming at you with a little bit of a pre-stream before the big party tonight on both channels. We'll have more information on that at the end of this, but it's the Nitro's Take Live for AEW Winter is Coming. The 2021 version went down on Wednesday. A huge title match to open things up, and a lot more coming out of that program. But I need a little bit of help to break it down. And I'd like to, this was going to be a surprise reveal tonight, but I just couldn't wait. So this is kind of like an early gift for everybody checking it out. Joining us again, and we'd love to welcome back to the Nitromaniac TV family, the one and only, that house, the $1 Million Morehouse is here. How you doing, sir?
I'm feeling good. I took a little bit of break during the whole pandemic. Got mentally rechecked, and we're good to go again.
So this is all brand new for you here because we've decided to it's a better format to stream these things, I find, and to try to pre-record and then put it together and this and that and the whole other, nuts and whistles here, basically. So we're streaming live on YouTube, so the folks can comment. So if there's something going on with the comment and that stuff, and or just feel free to comment in the comment box on YouTube, I should say, or over on Facebook in the comment tab as well, on anything that we're saying, if you got any thoughts or whatever, and they'll show up and we'll flash them up on the thing as well. And also we have gimmicks galore now. So as we bring it up, woo, here comes the Undertaker. Woo.
Your brother's coming!
Yes.
You burnt him alive!
Kane is alive! Kane is alive! Yeah.
That's gotta be Kane! That's gotta be Kane!
Yes. There we go. Get the Vince McMahon out. So anyway, results are going to be scrolling across the bottom of the screen on the Undertaker. And at the end of it all, we'll give our rating out of 10 for the show itself. We don't anticipate this being very long because it was a 2-hour show with only 4 matches involved on a 2-hour show. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about Rampage. I watched Rampage. I don't know. Did you see Rampage last night or no? Not really. Nah. It just was, I had it on as background noise at work basically. And they basically, we'll get to it when we cross that bridge, but it was, the main event this week and that stuff for AEW was Winter is Coming. And of course, we'll go right into the card itself. And Winter is Coming, December 15th, Garland, Texas, the Curtis Caldwell Center. And it was broadcasted live on TNT in the States. One of the last big specials on TNT in the States as they move to TBS. Rampage will take over the TNT slot on Fridays in the new year. Quick thoughts on that. What do you think of it's just Turner programming getting moved around, basically?
We can blame the NHL and the NBA for this, because those are more of marquee value to the Turner Broadcast Network. So they want to promote the NHL and the NBA a lot more than AEW. AEW does fine. They don't need to babysit its ratings at all. It's its own machine. I think they're still getting the occasional like Clash of Champions style specials going forward on TNT. But yeah, most of their content's going to be on the Superstation.
Wrestling back on WTBS, the Superstation. I wonder if they'll go with the 05 starts, because that was Turner time, was everything started at 05. So
started 05 and sometimes get bumped for Atlanta Braves baseball.
Do they? They'll get bumped for the DS series, because they still do the divisional series and that stuff in October. I think.
Yep, they still have they still get the playoff wild card and div series.
Yeah,
and then also they'll put the secondary NBA and NHL games there too.
There we go. Excellent. So. I just saw your private comment too. Here comes 2 on the countdown. 2.
It's a thing I always do when I watch a movie or anything. When the credits are showing, it's like, here comes 2.
Here comes 2. Excellent. So the opening contest, would you believe, of this thing, the first thing that everybody saw on Wednesday night was, the match that we thought was going to be the main event for this deal. The the AEW World Title match. Bryan Danielson finally getting his AEW title shot versus Hangman Adam Page. A 60-minute time limit draw as Hangman hits the buckshot lariat, but can't scramble over for the cover in enough time as the time limit expires. But man, this was 60 minutes of quality wrestling. I think we have this thing already shortlisted when it comes time for Meltzers and that stuff as television match of the year. It has to be up there with Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, I would think, from earlier this year as the two AEW candidates for live televised wrestling match of the year. I would
for
suppose.
TV, yeah,
for TV, absolutely.
I do think there's a match I enjoyed a lot better, but that wasn't a TV match. So
okay, hey, fair enough. We'll cross that bridge when we get to that one. But your thoughts, general thoughts on the 60-minute time limit draw between Hangman and American Dragon.
Just great chemistry, great storytelling. I love the fact that AEW is not afraid to do draws. We haven't seen that in wrestling probably since the NWA, because they used to do a lot of draws back then with Ric Flair and Steamboat and Funk. So it's just fun to see both back and forth working each other, getting that last minute energy. I wouldn't be surprised to see an Iron Man match again with these two, maybe an hour and a half length, just to do one up on the WWE for their Iron Mans. And then, again, having a 1-0 final in a 1.5 hour match. So,
yep, exactly. That was it's a fun match. I've watched it a couple of times already this week. I'll probably watch it again. It's from front to back. It was a ton of fun to watch this thing, and it clicks on all of the buttons. It's hard to explain. This one, like you said, has Sting and Flair Clash of the Champions 1 vibes to it, but the only knock I have on this is it was the opening contest for the night. I don't know if I would have put it there in that spot. I think that if you knew it was going to go an hour, maybe a little bit later in the show, but you don't want it at the start of the second hour, because if you did that takes away the element of surprise, because it's like, okay, well, if it's starting at 7:00 or whatever, then they're going the full hour to end the show.
Well, they did that last time too with Danielson and Omega. They started right on the top of the show for their half-hour draw. Yes, yeah, exactly.
Is Bryan Danielson's gimmick is that he just walks in and every match is a 5-star candidate now at this point?
Well, he is the best. Like, before he even joined WWE, he was considered the best technical wrestler in the world. I think he had to water down quite a bit for WWE because they have a certain level of presentation that Danielson doesn't really live up to. He's a little guy who can technical wrestle, and they like characters.
Yes.
But seeing him in AEW, seeing him be able to show his skill set again, take crazy spots. He's going to New Japan. I think. I don't want to say what I predict, but I think Shibata and Daniel Bryanson could be a matchup that we see at their pay-per-view this coming January.
Oh, wow. Is that because Shibata announced that he's coming back. They haven't picked a opponent for him yet or anything, eh?
No, and that's why I think Bryan Danielson would be the perfect opponent, because they're very similar styles.
Yeah, and they're both guys that are coming back or have, Danielson came back from a injury, and so the other way around as well, right? Shibata just coming back from an injury, a head injury that let him out for some time.
There's good story. There's your story.
Yeah, that's all you need. Yeah. That's all you need for sure. So awesome. Yeah, no, this match, I can't add anything more to it. It clicked all the boxes for me. Great pacing, amazing commentary call. We do wish Jim Ross the best in his recovery from skin cancer treatment and that stuff. But the booth that they have put together for Dynamite here the past few weeks with Taz, Shivani, and Excalibur is fun. it's a good booth. It's a nice, lively booth for sure. Taz can go back to being SmackDown era Taz a little bit on these things, which is awesome. And
and seeing Tony excited to go to work.
Yes, yeah.
Because during the dog days of WCW, you could tell he was bored.
No, he's admitted that he was just mailing it in at that point. Yeah. But to see him excited to go to work every week, matches like that, how can you not be excited? Like, I mean, that is just, the energy level had to have been just absolutely banana.
Well, and the crowd was alive for the entire match. There doesn't seem to be a dull, because I look back and watch Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart from WrestleMania 12. It's a great match, but the crowd was definitely sleeping half the time.
Yep, exactly. So, well, anyway, the rest of the show, we come back from a commercial break. There was a super click promo with Adam Cole, the Young Bucks. They basically want the best friends on Rampage. They got them. I thought the match was okay-ish, but you can tell that because they taped Rampage right after Dynamite, that the crowd for Rampage was a little. By the time Jungle Boy made the run-in save at the end of Rampage last night, they were back on their feet a little bit and that stuff. But they were kind of wore down. This match too really just the title match really set the tone for the night and that stuff. But the crowd was cooking. They got them right at the right spot too at the beginning of the night. But they were just spent by the time they recorded all the Rampage stuff. But that's always been a problem with pro wrestling as it is now. So,
and that's probably the problem that you pointed out, starting the hottest match first and working your way down instead of working your way up.
Yeah. No, exactly. That's, like I said, it's my one issue that I had with the way these matches were laid out and that stuff. I think what I would have done is I would have put maybe Shida and Deeb out there first, and then lead in to element of surprise. If you wanted to put Danielson and Hangman up there, you put Danielson and Hangman right in that 6:30 segment or whatever, and work them, go 6:30 through 7:30 and that stuff. And then that way that still lets your element of surprise a little bit, and that's it. And the next thing we're going to talk about here, Wardlow with Shawn Spears defeating Matt Sydal in a minute 43. Basically, that's a squash just to get these two guys on television for the night and continue the storyline with MJF, Wardlow, and the Pinnacle, and Wardlow maybe being supplanted a little bit by Spears as MJF's go-to goon in the Pinnacle.
It looks like they're building slowly to a Wardlow turn, though, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. I think that, they are not using FTR in this at all because FTR has other obligations, as we've seen at Ring of Honor Final Battle and that stuff. Apparently the Briscoes are coming in now, so, who knows, right? But I think they are slowly starting to, I guess, kind of dismantle the Pinnacle a little. Well, not really, because the Inner Circle is still a thing. So
are they though? They haven't been really on TV and all.
Yeah, but they're doing their own thing and that stuff. And I mean, like at the end of Rampage last night, Guevara came out to save Cody Rhodes, even though they're in a match next week at the Holiday Bash for the TNT title and that stuff. And
it still makes sense. Like, I'm confused if Cody's a heel or a baby face. I know Sammy is a face right now.
He's a face,
Uber face. But Cody is not quite a face.
Tweener.
Yeah,
I would argue Tweener right now. Yeah, so it's with that and all the two big factions that you had earlier this year with Pinnacle and Inner Circle. Yeah. I would argue that these guys are kind of focusing more on their individual storylines and that stuff and whatever, not so much as a group anymore. So it's
because Jericho's out touring right now, so he's not available, and
Jericho is just playing out. He was in medical treatments and that stuff too.
Yeah, he got sick there in England.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Not COVID related, but something completely different. But
he's a bit of a conspiracy theorist. So
that's a good point. So, But there's not a lot to say about that last match. It was just a squash. Whatever. It did its deal. It was there. So the match right after it, we go right into, actually, never mind. We had another hype for this submission match that was on Rampage last night with Ty Conte and Penelope Ford. Again, that wasn't really nothing to write home about. I think Conte got the win in the match. So it was just kind of a they put on an acceptable match. I don't know if it was an uberly great submission match. I was kind of half-ass paying attention to it, but they're doing things with Ty, kind of keeping her hot as the hot baby face right now. So in the women's division, and again, Britt Baker. I'm not sure is she a face? Is she a heel?
She's a face in certain cities.
Yeah.
Just like MGF was a face in Long Island.
Do you think Tony Khan's just going to walk out and just say, it's the old Vince McMahon 1997 thing, is that we are tired of insulting your intelligence with the notion of good guys versus bad guys,
Yeah, and that promo helped WWE a lot, so...
Maybe that's what they're doing with AEW. Maybe he'll walk out early next year and just say that in an interview or something.
We're all tweeners.
Yeah, everybody's tweeters. That's it. So everybody is tweeters. We also had a promo for the. There seems to be a new faction, or at least a new team starting in AEW, the House of Black, with Malachi Black converting a follower, and that is rumored to be formerly of Ring of Honor, Brody King, coming into AEW. He's confirmed to have signed with AEW, so I believe Brody King will be the first follower of the House of Black.
Yeah, I guess he's no longer with the Pinnacle now.
I don't think he ever.
Or no, he was not the Pinnacle. He was the three. What was the triad?
Violence Unlimited in Ring of Honor was the.
Yeah, but he started a group with Pentagon and Fenix. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, that's
Death Triangle. Death Triangle.
Yeah. That's Pac you're thinking of, though.
Oh yeah, that's Pac. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's Pac. So there we go. That's Pac. No, it's fine. It's all good. It's a lot happening, so it's fine. But so looking at this, Brody King coming in. What a grab for AEW. Guys got massive talent, huge super heavyweight that can move, and has independent credibility as well. Can wrestle the PWG style that basically, I almost said Ring of Honor, AEW is modeled after, and has worked with a lot of the guys that you have brought in recently now. So he's worked matches with Jay Lethal. He's worked matches with Jungle Boy in the past, and Luchasaurus as well, and so on and so forth with PWG. So yeah, it's a good grab. It's definitely a no-brainer. When he became available, grab him.
And he's still fairly young, so he has a lot of wrestling to give still.
Yeah, absolutely. So excited to see how this storyline will play out. Is what we seen a couple of weeks ago on Dynamite with Julia Hart. Is she going to be part of this House of Black? Maybe she turns on the blondes a little bit and becomes like, I don't know, how would you explain it? I hate to peg her as the Alexa Bliss type character that kind of gets corrupted by Black, in that way, but maybe that's where they're going with it. Who knows?
Yeah.
So be very interesting to see going forward. So now we talk about our next contest here. This was Serena Deeb and Hikaru Shida, quietly one of the feuds of the year in AEW. This was the rubber match with both women winning at least one match, and this one went 12:46. Very, standard television match. Serena Deeb is really good at what she does. Kind of the technician of the women's division a little bit and that stuff. And Shida, of course, the former AEW women's champion, trying to get back on the road, back up and running with it. So I enjoyed this contest. It was really good. Again, the card, I already talked about the card and match kind of being a little misplaced for my liking, that stuff. But I thought that this match really added to the card. It didn't take anything away from it.
No, it was good quality TV. Nothing. I don't think it was anything we haven't seen before, but as the end of their storyline, we'll see where each woman goes, especially with the TBS title that's going to be revealed here in the next month.
Yes, exactly.
So I expect one of them, or if not both of them, to become contenders for that.
Yep, for sure. The TBS championship being revealed over the next month or so. And that's we also got some information on some upcoming stuff that AEW is going to do after this match concluded. Of course, we found out for sure that it was going to be Cody versus Sammy Guevara for the TNT title at Holiday Bash next week. That's one thing that's happening. We also got information a little bit on the Owen on Rampage. Actually, we got that on last. Sorry, I'm working ahead of myself. We got that last night on Rampage, but we'll fit it in here. They might have teased it, honestly, to tell you the truth, to watch Rampage for more information on the Owen. But it was we'll throw it in here in this thing, even though I talked about it. It's been revealed that there will be 2 tournaments for the Owen in that will lead up to Double or Nothing in May, and that will be the site of the finals for both the men's and the women's tournament. For the respective winners of the first ever Owen. So there's going to be 2 winners for the Owen, and more details about the tournament and how it will work and who will be involved in the tournament apparently are going to be revealed over the coming weeks, and that's starting this coming Wednesday on Dynamite. So
yeah, we're getting the Owen and the Owena tournaments.
The King. I think they wanted to go with the King and the Queen of Hearts. A moniker.
Those are trademarked, though.
Those are trademarked by the big corporation up north, so you can't really do it. So yeah, sure, the Owen and the Owena. It sounds like a mispronunciation for Oceana or Ocarina, I should say. Yeah, Ocarina, the old Zelda game.
Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Zelda Ocarina of Time.
No, Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, or Owena of Time. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, exactly.
That'd be cool. Unless instead of a trophy, they just hand them a little ocarina, little flute. It's different.
Yeah. King Woods is on the wrong show then, because if he wins that, then he could probably bust out Sarya's song, and you just get one of the trainees dressed up like Sarya coming to the ring or something in the little fairy costume.
Or you could play the Song of Storms, and all of a sudden it rains in the arena. I think that's cool.
Hey, listen.
There's his valet.
Yeah, it's to help during the match. And there you go. There's DLC for the video game. Hey, it's set. So, oh man,
we got sidetracked anyway.
That was definitely going off on a tangent, but I love it. It was great stuff. So, awesome stuff. So, all right, and just to wrap things up, we'll just jump to the Dynamite Diamond ring match. This was the match that ended up being in the main event spot on Dynamite. MJF retains the Dynamite Diamond ring, or I guess they count him as a free-time winner the way that's structured, over Dante Martin. 12:25 was the time of the match, and you told me earlier in the week when we were setting this up that, man, Dante Martin has moon boots. Yes, he does. He is a spring-loaded individual for sure.
Yeah, well, I took a break from wrestling, so I never actually have seen many of his matches.
Okay.
But watching him, it's like, man, this dude is a spring. I've watched him from even the AEW Dark days, even last year when they were just running everything at dailies, and he was involved in a lot of stuff. And yeah, he is it's hard to find the equivalent for him right now that we would understand. Maybe kind of more like I'd put a mix between him of the WCW Cruiserweight era, Rey Mysterio, and perhaps maybe a Hoovy.
Yeah. Kind of a blend of those two styles, but just he innovates stuff too, which is kind of cool.
He gets some incredible height. I love that during the match they put on their best Steamboat Savage and just did about 2 minutes of reversal pins.
Yeah, the crowd was alive for that too. They popped big time during that bit. It was a ton of fun. So, but MJF retains the Dynamite Diamond going forward, and then at the end, the beatdown of Dante again and that stuff. But CM Punk shows up and runs off MJF. So again, feeding into that feud.
Oh, and they set up the match for next week as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think it's Punk and who is it?
Yeah. 6-man tag, I think, isn't it? It's well, here we'll go to Holiday Bash next on the thing. And
I think it's MJF and FTR versus.
Yes. Punk. So 6-man tag next week. CM Punk, Sting, and Darby Allin versus MJF and FTR. So the Pinnacle, there we go. We were talking about the Pinnacle being used and that stuff, and that the deal, right? So
and that's probably when the Briscoes are going to jump on next week.
We'll see. Yeah, exactly. That's going to be an interesting deal. There are 4 matches set up for Dynamite for next week already, and that's probably going to be the match load for the 2 hours. You have Malachi Black versus Griff Garrison with Brian Pillman Jr. and Julia Hart. They have listed right now, but we don't know, obviously, character-wise, what's going to happen there.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're putting down here.
Yeah, so we had the 6-man tag that we just talked about. After Rampage last night, it's been booked Orange Cassidy versus Adam Cole Bebe.
Yep.
So that would be best friends and Super Click colliding again. And Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero versus Ruby Soho, as it is semifinal time for the AEW TBS Championship Tournament in one semifinal there. And we're still waiting. We'll get more matches booked, probably off of Dynamite for Rampage for Christmas Day. But Christmas Day, that main event's already set up. Sammy Guevara, Cody Rhodes, the AEW TNT Championship on the line. It would make no sense for the TNT title to be defended on TBS. So that's why that remains on TNT. So.
Title on TNT, and hopefully this time Cody doesn't take the brunt of a fire table.
Yeah. Man, is that booking? Is that just his own stuff? Like,
it was a cool visual, but when you think about the wrestling aspect, it's like that hurt him way more than that hurt the other guy.
Yeah, and I completely forgot about this, and you just brought it up here. Eddie Kingston promo with Malachi Black. Is there something going on there? Sorry, never mind. I just misinterpreted your notes.
That's that was you already talked about.
We had talked about that. Yes,
Kingston did have a promo too. Complaining about things. He's kind of dropped down the card quite a bit lately, ever since Mox got hurt.
Yeah, it's just he's a spare part at this point. But when Mox comes back, he'll be good. So yeah, he's still being used quite a bit, which is okay. But just nothing for him at this point. So that's fine. So that's basically looking at Winter's Coming. That's our wrap up. We still do the 10 out of 10 things with it. And so I'm going to give the show a 7 out of 10 because that main event was just awesome. And everything else kind of paled in comparison to the main event. But the main event was epic and cool. So as I type this in, what would you give this show out of 10?
6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, the opener was hot. The main event was hot. I found it was a sandwich where the bread is really, really fantastic, but the meat inside was terrible.
Oh, okay. So it's a gas station sandwich, is what you're saying.
What, do you like the gas station bread?
Sometimes, we have a company up here called High Guard, and those High Guard subs, the bread is really nice on them. I'll give them that. If you get it fresh enough, the bread is awesome.
But the meat's
suspect.
The meat, you could be sick, you could not. You're playing Russian roulette.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. All right. Quick shout outs here. We're going to shout out to our buddies over at twitch.tv/lovewrestling.ca. They're always looking for subscribers and such for their programs. So go over to Twitch and give them a subscribe. Mostly because I don't have a Twitch. So I'm sending all the Twitch info to them.
You build your Twitch? I even have a Twitch.
I know you have a Twitch. All right. Well, here, let me create a banner in this thing and you give me the link for your Twitch and we'll pop it up at the bottom. What is it?
Yeah, we'll work the Twitch.
Yeah, we'll work the Twitch.
All the kids are doing the Twitch.
Sure.
I walk down the mall and all these kids are just like, and I'm like, oh, look at all those Twitchers. That was my terrible dad joke for the day.
Twitchy kids.
Yeah.
So there we go. So that's
I saw a kid doing crack, and I'm like, oh, you're one of those Twitchers.
The crack kid. Anyway, so tinyurl.com/Nitromaniac TV. That's the link for here. That'll always be the link for here. And it's the quick one shot, one setup. You'll get all the news and reviews and everything going forward. Now, this is the first of 2 streams we are doing tonight. After we're wrapped up here, which will be fairly shortly, we are going to be silent until about 7:30 later tonight. And it is the first ever simulcast stream for Nitromaniac TV on both Nitromaniac TV Drag Files, which is my other channel, and this channel, tinyurl.com/Nitromaniac TV. It's the Christmas extravaganza, merriment, Murph, discussion. I don't know who's all coming. I just basically threw invites out to everybody and say, hey, if you're around, pop on in. So we could go 30 minutes. We could go an hour. I'll have some trailers set up on some upcoming projects that I got going on to show everybody. And that's basically the whole gist of the deal here. Well,
Kellen will be reporting from Nassau Coliseum. I will be at the United Center. And whoever else will be at Staples Center.
The Crypto.com arena now. It's
sorry.
changed.
Did it change? I thought it was changing after the season.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a January 1st thing. Like as
okay, if it's January 1st, then
yeah.
Yes, the new crypto arena where if you don't play nice, they'll lock all your files.
The Bitcoin building. There we go. So that's it. You know what? Rather than me try to explain to you what the stream's all about, let's go back to past me. Before I got the haircut and the shave earlier today and that stuff. And we'll check out this video here to wrap up the stream. But if they want to follow you on Twitter, Morehouse, where do they follow you?
That House in Canada on Twitter.
Awesome. And I'm Kellen Nitro, at Kellen Nitro on Twitter. We'll check in a little bit later on tonight at 7:30 for the Christmas stream. But until then, later days, happy wrestling watching. And past Kellen, take it away to end the stream. Hey everybody, it is Kellen Nitro for Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited coming at you with the December 2021 vlog. Upcoming announcement this weekend on Saturday, we're going to do a simulcast live stream with my other channel, tinyurl.com/Drag Files. And just a general Merry Christmas from Nitromaniac TV. I'm looking forward to having some of the contributors on from both channels, and we're just going to, yuck it up for a little bit, an hour, 2 hours, however long it takes, talking about the holiday and Christmas. And so I hope to have some trailers set up for you as well for some upcoming projects for both channels, for tinyurl.com/Drag Files and tinyurl.com/Nitromaniac TV. Upcoming for 2022, and so on, and so on, and so on. So join us. It'll be 7 o'clock Mountain on both channels, so it doesn't really matter which one. If you're subscribed to one, you'll see the link for it anyway. Upcoming content as well. Shooting and recording this week content that will pretty much show up all throughout the Christmas holiday, and tons of Nitro's Take stuff. Maybe a few other things as well here on the channel, just to kind of carry things through the Christmas holiday and into the new year, and then we get right back at it in January of 2022 with Day 1, WWE Day 1 on New Year's Day. That's a first. It's the first time they're doing it, and it's looking like it's going to be a pretty stacked card. So, watch for that stuff going forward here on the channel. But later days, happy wrestling watching, folks, and we'll catch you next time here on Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.